Stephanie Scott was a 26-year-old woman who lived in a small town called Leeton in New South Wales, Australia. Stephanie worked as an English and drama teacher and was engaged to a man named Aaron Woolley. The couple had been together since high school and were due to be married on April the 11th, 2015. This case takes place 6 days before the wedding. On the 4th of April 2015, which was a Saturday, Aaron and Stephanie were invited to a party. Stephanie didn't attend as she had too much work to do, so Aaron went without her. After an evening at the party, Aaron headed to his parents' house and stayed the night there. The couple had been messaging through the night, and at around 11 PM, they said goodnight to each other. The next day on the 5th of April, Stephanie messaged Aaron telling him that she was going into work early even though it was her day off. Stephanie was incredibly passionate about her job as an educator and didn't want her students' education to suffer while she was away on her honeymoon. She went to the school so she could create some lesson plans and prep for the substitute teacher who would be covering her while she enjoyed her holiday as a newlywed. As Aaron was driving back home from his parents' house that evening, he wanted to have a little catch-up with Stephanie, so he made a call, but she never answered. Aaron just put it down to the fact that Stephanie might not be near her phone right now, but when he got home, Stephanie wasn't there. Hours went by, and after several unanswered calls and texts, he drove to the school, and Stephanie's car was nowhere to be seen. Aaron then called Stephanie's friends to see if they had heard from her, in case maybe she was getting cold feet about the wedding and had gone to see her friends, but they too had heard nothing from her. The following morning, after a restless night of constant phone checking, Aaron contacted her parents too to let them know that Stephanie was missing. This behaviour was very out of the ordinary for Stephanie. She wasn't the type of person to ignore everyone close to her. They became worried that something horrible could have happened. Aaron and Stephanie's parents reported her missing to the police. News of Stephanie's disappearance spread quickly amongst the small town. A Facebook post containing Stephanie's details and photograph was shared thousands of times on the first day. Those who lived in Leeton got together and assisted the police with the search for Stephanie. In a town where the crime rate was so low, many people speculated that Stephanie may have rolled her car and that she would be found injured on the side of a road or near a creek somewhere. But as the hours turned to days, some rumours spread that Stephanie had gotten cold feet and gone off grid for some space. Or maybe that someone had taken her against her will. The police investigated into where Stephanie was last seen. She had told Aaron that she was going to work that Easter Sunday morning, so that's where the investigation began, Leeton High School. They inquired as to who was in the school while Stephanie was there. The deputy principal told the investigators that he had seen one of the school's cleaners during the Easter break, a 24-year-old man named Vincent Stanford. The police were quickly able to find Vincent, who lived at home with his mother. They asked him where he had been on that Easter Sunday. Vincent told the police that he recalled going over to a supermarket. The police left and went to see if his story checked out, but it turned out that this supermarket closed every Easter Sunday. The police later went back to Vincent's home to bring him in for further questioning. His mother answered the door and told them that Vincent wasn't in, but told the police that they were free to search his room. Inside his room, the police found handcuffs that were covered in blood, a bra, and a set of keys that Stephanie would have used to gain access to the school during the Easter holiday. Vincent returned to the house and told the police he had been out taking some photographs of the town using his mobile phone. The officers asked if they could see these photographs, and Vincent agreed. As the police flicked through the photographs, they came across a series of images of a human body that had been badly burned. They asked Vincent what these photographs were of. He told them that the images were from a horror film that he had downloaded onto his phone. With all of this evidence on the 7th of April, Vincent was arrested. Someone who worked with Vincent also came forward and told the police that they noticed he had strange scratches on his face on the Monday, the day after Stephanie had gone missing. This co-worker asked Vincent if he had seen Stephanie before she disappeared. Vincent told the man that he had not seen her recently. The co-worker then gave his theory as to where she was, speculating that she had run away because of the pressure of the wedding. Vincent replied by letting out a strange laugh. On the 10th of April, the day before the couple were to be married, Vincent made a chilling confession and admitted that he was the one behind Stephanie's disappearance. He told the police the story of what happened that day. When he saw Stephanie on the Easter Sunday, he decided that he had to kill her. He told them that he couldn't stop himself and that his urge to kill had begun when he was around 7 years old. After seeing Stephanie working alone, Vincent seized the opportunity to kill. He rushed home to grab some items, essentially a murder kit. He retrieved a knife, handcuffs, Viagra, and cleaning products. He then returned to the school and waited. When Stephanie finished the lesson plans, she was pretty much all set for her big day. As she was leaving, she bumped into Vincent. She told him she was done for the day and was now heading home. She wished Vincent a happy Easter and said goodbye. As Stephanie turned around to open the metal gate at the school's entrance, Vincent grabbed her and put one hand over her mouth to stop her from screaming. He then pulled her into a storeroom and threw her to the ground. He locked the door and removed all of her clothing. Vincent then forced himself upon Stephanie. After he did this, he punched her in the face over 30 times, rendering her unconscious. He then pulled out his knife and plunged it into Stephanie's neck, aiming for her arteries. He calmly told the police he did this to make sure she was dead. After Vincent had finally satisfied his urge to kill, he went home and made himself some lunch. Later on, he came back to the school to clean up and bagged up Stephanie's body and put her into the boot of her own car. He then drove Stephanie's car to his house where he hid it for the night, and he left Stephanie's body in the boot overnight. Vincent woke up early the next morning and drove 70 kilometers to the Kookaburra National Park. Vincent then removed her body from the car boot, took off her engagement ring, and covered her in branches. He then set her body alight. As he watched the flames consume her body, he pulled out his mobile phone and took some photographs before making his way back and dumping Stephanie's car in a field. He then posted Stephanie's engagement ring to his brother for him to sell. After he did this, he made his way to work and resumed his life as normal until the police arrested him. Stephanie's body was found the day he confessed to the crime. Vincent told the police that he didn't remember too much from the murder and that he didn't know why he kept the bra. "Maybe I just wanted a souvenir," he told them. He explained that what he did was just a way to satisfy the deep desire to kill, and that he did not feel a shred of guilt for what he did to Stephanie or the effect that it had on the people who loved her. He said, "This is just the way I am arranged. I think I've done remarkably well to live with people for 24 years. I don't think there are any treatments for my inability to deal with other people." The police checked his devices and looked into his search history. On there, they found searches for SA videos, some involving dead bodies. They also found searches for serial killer knives. They also looked through Vincent's journal. Inside the journal, the police discovered a shocking plan to abduct and kill a 12-year-old girl, along with writings of various women in the town that he had stalked and logged their day-to-day activities. After Vincent was charged with murder, they also discovered he had displayed violent behavior from a young age. When he was just 12, he choked a teacher, which resulted in him being expelled from school and put into a mental health unit for months. On the 11th of April, the day that was supposed to be the couple's wedding, Stephanie's family and Aaron invited the community to join them for a get-together picnic memorial to celebrate the life of Stephanie. Everyone who attended the memorial wore yellow, which was her favourite colour. Vincent's brother Marcus Stanford was sentenced to 15 months for being an accessory to the crime when he sold Stephanie's rings. Vincent was sentenced to 15 years in jail for aggravated assault, followed by a life sentence for murder. It's always chilling to see a killer not even pretend to be sorry for the crime they committed. And since the killing of Stephanie, Vincent has still not shown any remorse for what he did. It's pretty clear that Vincent had very sinister intentions planned, so it's thought that he will spend the rest of his life behind bars as he is deemed too much of a threat to society. And let's just hope it stays that way.